Many Taiwanese refer proudly to their country as the orchid capital of the world, but that may no longer be the case, as the Netherlands is beginning to supplant Taiwan as a major producer of the ornamental flower.
Taiwan had been the biggest exporter of the most common orchid variety, the Phalaenopsis. But 2 years ago, its exports shrunk for the first time. How did this happen? And what can Taiwan do about it? Our Sunday special report.
As the heart of Taiwan's orchid industry, Houbi District in Tainan recently played host to a massive exhibition of the flowers, where visitors jostled to take pictures of the 20,000 different specimens on display.
A new color, aren't they?
Yeah, these are more lemony, but there's new green.
One of the highlights of the Taiwan International Orchid Show was this plant, which beat out more than 2,000 other entrants to claim the Best in Show award. The purple Phalaenopsis orchid boasts delicate white patterning around the edges of its petals, one of the reasons it won the acclaim of judges.
Normally, orchids with this type of coloration don't get bigger than 10 centimeters. But this year, as you see, they can get as large as 15 centimeters. Flowers with petals as big as these are very special things.
Taiwan's hot and humid climate makes the island naturally suited to cultivating Phalaenopsis orchids. And indeed, Taiwan was once the orchid capital of the world, especially after 2006, when the country's orchid growers set new export records year after year. But in 2014, Taiwan's orchid market went into decline, posting negative growth for 2 consecutive years.
The total value of flower and plant exports last year was 1.87 billion NT, of which orchids accounted for 1.73 billion NT dollars. So we can say that orchids accounted for 92% of these exports. But last year and in 2015, output values shrunk by 2.2%.
According to some international surveys, the Netherlands had already replaced Taiwan by that time as the world's orchid capital.
Right now, in the global orchid market, there are 2 main production centers, one in Taiwan and one in the Netherlands.
Taiwan Orchid Growers Association Secretary General Chun-pi says the reason for the Netherlands' success is that they treat orchid cultivation as an industry of scale, in which every plant is grown to a very consistent size and appearance.
The precision of the Netherlands in this aspect exceeds our own. Their whole production process is better optimized, and their business operations are better integrated. Under a model that is fully automated, their costs are getting lower and lower.
But though the Netherlands has an edge in industrialized production, the country has a temperate climate, limiting growers when it comes to breeding. So Dutch growers actually import seedlings from Taiwan, and have even sent so-called plant hunters to the island to search for and acquire varieties that are better suited to cultivation in Europe.
The Dutch have all their own production, of course, but here in Taiwan we have a lot of new varieties, and the new varieties are in the future again the varieties which are in production in the Netherlands. And that's why also many Dutch come every year to Taiwan to check the market, to see the growers, and to see if there are new possibilities to cooperate.
Taiwan's Phalaenopsis orchid growers are facing a challenge of how to secure an advantage in a global flower market where profits continue to fall. Some orchid experts have started to plan out other ways forward.
The
Gastrodia root is a member of the orchid family and is good for blood circulation, though it can't be grown in Taiwan. But one researcher in Taoyuan is raising samples of the root in a laboratory in an attempt to figure out how to adapt the plant typically grown in China to Taiwanese climes. Walking into this greenhouse at the Agricultural Research and Extension Center, you're hit with a strong smell. That's because experts here are currently developing a new variety of fragrant orchid. The petals of the fragrant orchid are still too small, and its flowering season is still too short. But the project is a demonstration of Taiwan's strength in orchid breeding.
Varieties are our core competency, figuring out how to crossbreed different varieties. We need to keep varieties with commercial potential in Taiwan to develop. Of course, we should register some of those varieties overseas.
Phalaenopsis orchids, together with mangoes, Taiwan tilapia, and oolong tea, are the country's 4 flagship agricultural exports. But Taiwan may soon be left behind by the Netherlands when it comes to orchids, unless the nation's growers work quickly to refine their breeding techniques and take steps to retain their competitiveness in the global market.